Hi, it's Caitlin, and I'm here with the new Best in Snow collection from KB Shimmer. I always look forward to KB Shimmer's holiday collections, but basically all of their collections, because every collection is always such a hit. Everything's always so beautiful, and this one could be one of my new favorite KB Shimmer collections. There's such an incredible diversity of finishes. Every polish is beautiful. Obviously, the formulas are amazing. And honestly, their prices are still reasonable compared to some other indies. So I'm going to swatch these for you, but if you want to pick them up, you can do so on the KB Shimmer website, or you can pick them up from Harlow & Co., which is my favorite stockist as a Canadian. They ship pretty much everywhere in the world, and they do offer free shipping at certain thresholds, whether it's within Canada to the US. And they also sent me these polishes, so thank you to Harlow & Co. And let's just get into it. We're going to start with the most magical Christmas multi-chrome I've ever seen. This one is called Mistletoe You Sew, and this one is a nod to meet cute holiday movies, which I will admit I hate those movies. I don't really watch movies, period, but I'm not a Hallmark Christmas movie girly at all. So this is a deep shimmering forest green, and it changes into a rich cranberry red, and you will even see the colors deepen into a burgundy and like a bit of a gold flash at certain angles. This one is just beautifully formulated. It goes on so easily in 2 coats. You might need 3, but most people will probably be good in 2. And this one does dry pretty shiny, but of course I always recommend a glossy top coat just to enhance the shine as much as possible. And I am using Cuticula Limitless Quick Dry Top Coat for my swatches. So here you can see that green and the cranberry. It just goes so beautifully together. It's like red and green nails all in one, and the shifts are very easy. They're very fun. Like, you can see both colors on your nails at some points. So I can't recommend this enough if you're a fan of red and green or multi-chromes, because it's very unique. Next up, we have Skiing is Believing. So this one is absolutely mesmerizing in the bottle, and this one is a magenta base that's loaded with color shifting shimmer, and it glistens with some gold, green, blue, and then at some other angles you get peach and orange and a tiny bit of purple. This one, they say, interestingly, 2 coats for full coverage, which it's definitely a sheer polish, and if you had a more visible free edge, you might need 3, but they probably say 2 coats because it is so shimmery that it'll distract from any visible nail line. This one, again, dries very shiny, but I still recommend a glossy top coat. It's so interesting because in the bottle, this looks way more purple than it appears on the nails. On my nails and with my skin tone, it's pretty much a pink with a really strong gold flash. But of course, as you will see in a second, it is super, super shifty. So here you're getting more purple, blue, green, a little bit of that golden yellow. This one is such a shifty chameleon, so if you're really into those intensely shifty shimmer polishes, this is definitely the way to go. And it's also interesting because when you're not in direct light, it's pretty neutral on my skin tone. Moving along, we have Freeze the Day, and I really like this one. This one is a vibrant indigo blue base with subtle color shifts from a lapis lazuli kind of shade into a sapphire and then an indigo. This one also has a lot of really bold flakes, and they sometimes look a little pale pink or sometimes they look a little gold. and it's supposed to look like falling snowflakes, which is so cute. This also does have a tiny bit of micro holographic glitter, but it's not, really obvious. It just adds a pretty twinkle. So this one is good in 2 coats. I will say it needs a bit more time to dry than I would have anticipated between coats. I kind of fudged up my index finger, so definitely let this one dry for at least a minute or 2 between coats so that you don't get anything pulling at the base or the flakes. And this one you definitely will want glossy top coat. It won't be difficult to remove, but it just dries a little bit dull. So here you can see the beautiful indigo hue. That blue, cobalty blue, is definitely there too. And these flakes are really pretty. They sort of have a rose gold tint to them, in my opinion. And I've never really seen a polish like this. So it's just a really beautiful and unique polish. Moving along, we have Just the Coolest. I really like the name of this one. And this one is inspired by ice sculptures or like snow castles. So this one is a pale periwinkle jelly base. It has colorful microflakes that shift through a ton of different colors like peach, gold, yellow, lime, and even blue. This also has a tiny bit of micro holographic glitter for a little bit of sparkle. They say 2 or 3 coats if you have longer nails. This is another one that is just beautifully formulated, packed with so much shimmering flake that it would distract from any visible nail line. So I was good with it in 2 coats. Definitely recommend a glossy top coat to just bring the shine out as much as possible. And this one is like winter on your nails. It's so frosty. And thankfully the sun peeked out for a second, so you can also just see how shimmery and sparkly it is. I love that green angle to it. It's really, really beautiful. And again, perfectly formulated, looks good in every lighting, won't be difficult to remove. And if you're a big fan of shimmer polishes, I definitely recommend this one. And here we have Just Roll With It, which, the hollow glitter in this one is so holographic. I don't know. I think that there's something going on with holographic pigment where some of it's just not as rainbowy and holographic as others, and this one is bringing me back to the early days of indie polish when everything was just so high quality, so holographic and rainbowy, and this one is that. And I also love that it's inspired by rolling pins and baking and holiday treats and sweets, because that is my happy place, and I have a freezer full of cookies that I've already baked, and I have a few more to go. This one is a sparkling tan shade loaded with a mix of holographic glitters. It's got shades of silver, bronze, and gold to mimic a sugar-covered cookie, and it has golden shifting shimmer. So this one is a polish that I would recommend using a glitter grabber top coat. You could get away with 2 layers of regular top coat, but to get the best finish you should use a glitter grabber top coat, let that dry down, and then apply a glossy top coat. So you can see the hollow is so sparkly. The shimmer in there works really well with my skin tone. It just adds like a pretty bronzy kiss to the nail. And yeah, I love this one. It's so rainbowy and so holographic. Honestly, it is a pain to remove, hollow glitter, but it's so worth it when it looks as good as this. Now we're moving on to a topper, which I'm so happy about. This one's called Ice and Easy, And it is a gleaming topper loaded with a rainbow of colorful shifting flakes and a dusting of micro holographic glitters. So this one looks really good over any color. I'm trying to show it over a variety. So first up is just like a sheer off-white, and then I've got it over a vampy burgundy shade where you can really see those colors pop, and then I put it over a dusty kind of purple gray. So I can't say which is my favorite combination because I like them all, but you definitely will want one layer of top coat to smooth it out. It looks, yeah, it might be my favorite over this kind of color. It just makes the colorful flakes pop out, and I love a vampy nail, so it's like a vampire rainbow, which I really like. This won't be difficult to remove at all, but I do recommend the top coat over the topper because the flakes can just sort of dry down a bit flat, and this kind of topper looks best with a glossy, glassy finish. And here you can see the color shifts in the flakes. They're just so beautiful. I love how these look out of direct lighting. They've got like almost a neon glow. They look amazing when it's cloudy. They just look so good all the time. Now we have Tripped Up, and Tripped Up is so pretty. I actually am kind of shocked. I was shocked by this one on the nail compared to the bottle. It really surprised me. It's a rich and lively purple with a captivating blue shimmer, and this also shifts to sort of indigo and violet depending on the angle. And then you also see diamond-like holographic glitter. It's really tiny, like pinpoint hollow glitter, which is my favorite. Super rainbowy, super tiny, so it's not going to add texture. It won't be difficult to remove, but it just adds so much sparkle. And this polish is on the sheer side, so I personally think you're going to need 3 coats to build it up in the best way to give it the smoothest, most even coverage. So I went with 2 thicker coats on my middle finger, but then definitely went thinner as I always do on my index, and I thought it definitely needed a 3rd coat. So I think I actually might have gone in for a 4th coat that I didn't film. Yes, I did, because I just felt like it needed it to really deepen everything. 4 coats might be overkill, but I do think it looked best that way, or don't apply such thin coats as I did. But anyway, this is totally mesmerizing with the hollow, with the shimmer. This is absolutely stunning. I love the shift to this one. That blue glow is definitely, it had its moment in 2023. I don't know if we're going to continue seeing it in 2024. We got a lot of it in 2023. I always love to see it. And this polish is like the perfect execution. And I wanted to show Ice and Easy over Tripped Up. I just thought they would work well together. I wasn't wrong. So 1 coat of Ice and Easy over Tripped Up. It just works so well. It's not super obvious or in your face. I think it works really beautifully. And this is just like such a fun manicure. I love it. It could be very New Year's Eve-y if you're into something a little less traditional. And just look how those flakes appear over the base. It just looks so, so good. And now we're moving into some reflective glitters. This one is called Stocking Developments, and this one is inspired by Christy's favorite part of Christmas morning, which is opening the stocking. And this one is a bright green reflective nail polish. It's like a Kelly green, and you get a little bit of emerald or dark lime from the reflective glitters. So this polish builds up really, really well in 2 coats. I wouldn't recommend more than that because then it just kind of gets really too many layers and too hard to work with. And this will dry down very, very textured. So thankfully reflective glitters aren't overly difficult to remove, but they do require really generous layers of a glitter smoothing top coat. You let that dry and then apply a very generous layer of quick dry top coat. That will give you a really glossy finish, otherwise you will get sort of like a sandy textured look. So the sun was out and you can see how it captures the reflective glitter almost like diamonds. It is a very mesmerizing and magical effect. Again, this polish is beautiful, and if you're into reflective glitters, then this one is just a really pretty Christmassy green. And last but not least, we have Noel It All, which is a great name, and this one is another reflective glitter inspired by Santa, and it has a bold red jelly base with red reflective pigment, and this one is just such a juicy, beautiful red color. I think there might also be silver reflective glitter in addition to the red reflective glitter. I'm not sure, but it definitely has dimension, and it's another one I would recommend building up in 2 coats. Try to keep it at 2, and definitely use a glitter smoothing top coat and a quick dry top coat over that, because it's already, as you can see, drying down to be quite gritty. But these kind of polishes, in my opinion, twinkle and look the best when they're really, really glossy with a generous layer of top coat. So here it is, and thankfully again the sun was out for a moment so you can see how this looks. This is not with camera flash, so this is how it's pretty much going to look to the human eye in real life versus just through a computer screen or a phone screen, which is sort of a trick that you see a lot online, but this is really sparkly and really pretty. It's such a Christmassy red. I love it. I will be honest, I don't know if I can pick a favorite. I mean, I guess I could, if I had to, I could probably live without the reflective glitter polishes just because they're just reflective glitter polishes. Like there's nothing else extra going on in them, but they're also the perfect Christmas green and the perfect Christmas red to do like a little alternating skittle. So I just convinced myself that those polishes are beautiful. And also, what can I say? I love toppers. So Ice and Easy stole my heart. I don't know that it's my favorite, but I'm just always so happy when I see a topper in a collection. So not necessarily favorite, but just gonna shout it out because I loved it so much and I just love seeing toppers. Continuing to manifest chunky glitter and more toppers for 2024. So let me know in the comments what you think of this collection. Let me know if you already picked it up or if I've convinced you to pick all of them up or some of them up. Let me know, and hopefully you are enjoying the holiday season if you celebrate. Have a good day. Bye.